a minute. It's been a minute. Um, I got unexpectedly canceled on today, and so everything is just tossed up in the air for me lately. And whenever this happens to me, I look at it as a crisis is a chance to heal. Not that I'm in a crisis, but I thrive on routine, and it's a big aspect in my birth chart placements. And so when my routine gets thrown off, when I'm forced to surrender on divine timing kind of thing, it's a struggle for me. So lately I've been leaning on whatever spirit wants me to do. That's what I'm going to do. And it's part of my soul evolutionary path to co-create with the universe. I kind of explain this with my, my tarot clients and my Instagram followers on what that path looks like for me and my struggles with burnout. And I've been really trying to pay attention to that and listen. But, when I started at the beginning of the year, the goal was to push out at least once a week live streams and maybe like 4 shorts, elements by sign. But all of a sudden around the Kazimis, I felt pulled to do a new project with tarot art and poetry. Then I started pushing out the most poetry and writing I ever have in my life, which has been amazing because it honestly made me depressed, like not being able to tap into that part of myself for so long. And it just like hit me out of nowhere. And there's a lot that goes into it that we can talk about on a different day, but just to give you guys an update on where I've been lately. So if you're on Instagram, go ahead and give me a follow there. I've been putting a lot of energy into this tarot deck project. It's going to be mostly major arcana, and the theme of the deck is leaned towards my personal spiritual journey experience, as well as like themes with Greek mythology and numerology, symbolism, and I wanted to create a deck that was beginner friendly for people that don't understand symbolism and astrology, because tarot is technically a lifelong study. I think anybody can get a tarot deck. I don't think everyone should be like a reader that has like a paid service kind of thing. It's really difficult to be able to discern, nor does everybody have the kind of integrity or moral background to be able to give that kind of guidance, things like that. There is like a huge thing about like psychic ethics that I want to get into on a topic on a separate video in a different day. But I've been mostly doing that. I'm almost finished, you guys. So if you like tarot art, if you like tarot decks, I am also an artist and creator. I always say I'm an artist and creator first, and then I'm a tarot reader. And, my goal isn't to be like other readers on YouTube. No shame to them. They do what they're meant to do in their own way. And this is my way. But you're not going to see me pushing out constant videos, like trying to beat the algorithm. You're going to see me when spirit wants you to see me, and when a message is meant to be delivered. That's kind of how I've been rolling with lately. And if the algorithm agrees with that, I look at it as energy. And it's definitely different than Meta. Technically I came from different social media platforms before YouTube. I was mostly a small reader on Facebook, and then on Instagram started doing collabs and lives with other readers. And then I decided, I wanted to change the status quo of social media toxicity. And I was like, I don't want to use Instagram as my main platform anymore. And I don't agree with a lot of what Meta does. And there's so much trolls and scams and bots, and I had that Meta verified check mark, which honestly, you guys, just because someone has something like that, it doesn't mean anything because you just pay for it and you verify with your license that you are who you say you are based on your legal name. But from there, I have so many stories, you guys, of like people being fake online and not being who they are. And They network online and they get people to repost them and support them all the time. But the reality is it's all an illusion. Just because someone has that blue verified check mark on their Instagram doesn't mean that they're a good person or that they even have the certifications, background, or anything. Just be careful out there, please. Please. Yes, misinformation. I would agree. Even though I know that you're opposing me. Yes. That's exactly why I'm here, is to give people the right information. But, if it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine too. As I've been rambling, I haven't seen who is here. Hey, could I ask a question? Jean. Hi, Jean. I can't tell who you guys are talking to, if you're talking amongst yourselves or if you're talking to me. So we're going to do a collective energy read just to catch who's here. If you like, share, and subscribe, I am able to tap into your energy more so, because when I show up, I look at it as like I'm reading for whoever is viewing me. So if you're a hater, unfortunately, I probably have messages for you. So, I don't know. I'm just here doing my job. We'll get into the free questions after the collective energy read. The strength in reverse just came out on the floor. You guys might not understand my setup, but behind me is a biofold with a tarot blanket, and then I have my desk on the side, and then I got other things going on over here. So technically you can do cards anywhere, which is the highlights of being a tarot reader. Show me the collective, please. What do they need to know? Five of Wands, Eight of Cups. They're all falling on the floor, you guys. I'm just letting it happen. If you're new here, please like, share, subscribe. My name is Allie. I'm a tarot reader and intuitive coach for the past 5 years. If you're curious about my background, how I became a tarot reader, I do have an About Me video. And yeah. Show me more. I feel like just getting a little gist from what's fallen out so far. It's very obvious. Isn't there going to be a full moon in Sagittarius or something like that? Or is it Capricorn? Don't quote me. I just know that Sagittarius energy is very highlighted right now, regardless of what's going on. And with that comes passion. And also comes freedom, truth-telling, expansive, adventurous. Did I say travel already? So people are feeling a lot of those things. But with the passion, I always say hate is passion misplaced. So be careful with that. If you're having like any kind of bitterness, resentment, arguments, drama, try to alchemize the energy. And I always I'm really careful. I gotta hold the mic for this one. I'm very careful about spiritual bypassing. When we talk about anger, that doesn't mean suppress, repress your anger. It means watch your reactions. And when I say alchemize the energy, I mean use that energy for something productive. Like if there's an injustice in your life, don't go being a vigilante like Allie has done. I've learned the hard way. As an Aquarius, we always tend to go on crusades when we see unjustified behavior. Any Aquariuses here, you know what I'm saying? So I would say take a knee, take a step back. I always lean towards my Al-Anon values when it comes to how I handle conflict with others. And it took me most of my life to figure out, you guys, because I always had high conflict individuals around me. And I was like, am I the problem? And it turns out I was the problem because I was trying to control those kind of people, which is like just never going to happen, right? So just some, spiritual tea for you. Hey, Jazz. We're giving the collective a pep talk on Probably the full moon energy is what it is. Then we got the Hangman here. Interesting. Practicality also being important and putting intentional energy towards work, towards projects, towards things that have to do with home, money, finances. The Queen of Pentacles, she nurtures her business. She nurtures her projects, right? And it's different than the King of Pentacles. I feel like King of Pentacles is more like the numbers, the management of the team. How else would I describe King of Pentacles? Queen of Pentacles, I would describe her as... Well, let's just sit on this card for a bit. Queen of Pentacles is like someone that like could even say she's like HR where she counsels the team members. She is the front desk lady that people call to get the information. She is the person that's putting the files away in the proper place, even though no one's telling her to, and she's the only one that notices. Nurturing energy. She just kind of knows what the money needs, what the business needs, that kind of thing. That's how I would look at the Queen of Pentacles. And again, with the Page of Wands, a mix of feelings I'm feeling about this for the collective. This can be very passionate, like we described with Sagittarius energy. But with that, if you're not careful, it can be very immature. It can be impulsive. It can also be aggressive, tantrums, arguments. I don't know. Think of the Page of Wands as a little kid, you know? You might be seeing a lot of that. A lot of imbalance, for sure. Okay, I think I'm done with the collective read. I guess you guys are probably waiting for the free readings. So, these are completely free, but tips are appreciated, not required. All my links are on my description box and my page. They're pretty much everywhere if you want to look. So while we wait, I will shuffle. What's everyone doing today? I'm surprised to see anyone available, to be honest. I was like, well, you know, here's a chance to catch people at different time zones. Anyone want to ask the cards a question? Where is everyone from? Oh, really? Where are you from? This is the dinner time zone currently. Mackie, Ken, Stingray. Sometimes you guys blend your usernames together, and I'm like, I don't know. New Jersey? Hi, Cher. Can I know about Love for July? I am in New York. Cool. I like that. I kind of figured you guys were from not where I am. I'm from Washington. Let me see. Share for Love for July. Show me Love for July for sure. Well, I don't know, man. You keep changing your pictures, and I just can't keep up with all of y'all. I can only keep up with myself. Please. You guys gotta, like, announce yourselves. Show me. It's earlier in the day. You're welcome. Show me Share for Love for July. Three of Wands, the Page of Wands, Page of Swords, Seven of Cups, Five of Wands, Eight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to dig more, actually. My goal is for you guys not to get addicted to tarot readings, but for you to grow your intuition and discernment, you know. So our illustrations are great for learning that. So, share. You are manifesting love. That's what the Three of Wands is about. You are sorting through the field, I guess you could say. And that's what the Five of Wands and the Seven of Cups is about. I think you're doing your due diligence on observing, staying detached, but also having enthusiasm, like going on dates and things like that. Now, you do have a real one coming in. I don't know if it's specifically for July. I would say the Three of Wands suggests that it's in the works. Three of Wands is like a waiting phase, planning phase, like you manifested whatever. This is Two of Cups. There could potentially be someone that already has their eye on you. So if you're talking to someone and it's going well, I would say, you know, keep pursuing that. Yeah. You actually have some good cards for love. I love that for you. You're welcome. Who else is in the room? Tell me where everyone is from. I have a protein shake going. It's almond milk, a little bit of chocolate syrup, and Isopure plant-based protein. A reading for what's coming your way. That's Mark. We follow each other on Instagram. You found me from... Where did you find me from Doug? Doug's network? Show me Mark. Not talking. Just saw someone last 5 weeks ago, but was wondering. You're welcome. Oh, interesting. Well, let me explain the tarot. So even if you guys aren't talking, if someone comes up in your energetic space, like it's gonna come up in the cards, like trust me. There's been many times where like I haven't talked to someone for months, maybe even years, and they pop up in my readings and I'm just like, why? That's why we gotta be more discerning about the people we get close to and let in our energetic sphere, especially if you're a highly intuitive spiritual person or an empath, that kind of thing. Which more than likely most of the people that are attracted to me, my social media platforms and channel, you are. Most of them are. What is coming Mark's way? You probably found me via Doug. Of course. I feel like honestly, there's got to be at least 70% of my people are from Doug. Yeah. I love him. I miss him so much. We've been talking about trying to put something together in the works. Show me Mark. Mark, what is coming for Mark? What does he need to know? Let me do Mark first, and then I'll get to you, GB. What's your name? I'm not even gonna try. You just gotta tell me. Unless you want to be anonymous. Seven of Wands. But, oh no, I think people can review the live chat, can't they? Temperance, Eight of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Three of Cups, Death. What's coming for you, Mark? Friendship. I love that for you. There is someone specific, though, in your, and I don't know if this is energetic sphere or if it's physically around you, but there is someone that you're probably going to have to set yourself free from, or vice versa. I don't know. I do see you feeling a little defensive and like confused about like who to give your energy to. And I'm also hearing who's real. You might be looking at like coaches, spiritual gurus, spiritual leaders, and kind of like analyzing and figuring out like who's your people, who's your group, who's your friends, that kind of thing. Let me know, Mark. So I don't know if this is current energy or that's what's coming. But I kind of feel like as a collective, we've been kind of all going through this. So I know that's a little generic. But you've been staying away from everyone because you can't be bothered. Well, apparently you got friends coming. I think the key here is recognizing who can see you, because the High Priestess is here. So these are like soul friends. So that's nice. I just think emotionally you've been through a lot with people, and so you're not feeling very open right now. At the moment, it looks more like getting more in tune with your emotional body, honoring your emotions, things like that. They know where to find me. My energy isn't hiding. Yeah, I don't see anything about like hidden. I say it has more to do with like external obstacles and like people kind of going through their own personal internal battles, or the people around them. I think that's the only thing that's like preventing them from coming towards you. Does that make sense, Mark? But there is a thing about you receiving and trusting of like when people come towards you, because some of these people actually they might be a little wounded, and I would soften your approach maybe a little, because I think sometimes you think that they're coming towards you from like an unhealed place and that like they expect you to heal them, but that's not necessarily your role. Your role here is more like you embodying the healer in you so that they can meet you where you're at. And I actually have a few stories about this of people I just met in the last few years where that happened. And I had to like place a boundary because Spirit told me to, and they decided to do the right thing and they leveled up in consciousness, and now it's all good. Some people don't always. So apparently that's like a very specific message for you, Mark. They know where to find me. My energy isn't hiding. Yeah, no hiding. Just spiritual lessons, I guess you could say. Everyone's going through their own soul evolvement, right? How long have I been on? 24 minutes. It honestly probably wasn't like the best time, but I don't know, maybe Spirit doesn't want me to cater to the Pacific Northwest. Maybe it's for other people. A love reading, G-Vita M? Are you still here? It's not bad, but I agree. It is on me to have boundaries and set the tone. I hear ya, dude. Every day I struggle, to be honest. I think it's just always going to be kind of a thing for me. Okay, cool. A love reading for you. Okay, show me Javita. What's going on for love? Automatically, I saw a mint plant. I don't know that's what it looks like, but they told me that it was a mint plant. Okay, show me love. 2 of Cups, 2 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. Six of Wands. 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords in reverse, Queen of Cups. Feeling left out in the cold by someone or vice versa, distance, social media. I'm just giving you a storyline. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. 8 of Wands, 3 of Cups. The Devil, Judgment, the World, 3 of Wands, 3 of Cups. You're like, are you consciously or unconsciously waiting for someone specific? Because I see a potential reunion here. And a conversation needs to be had. You're going to be single for a bit, working on your money, home, finances, that kind of thing. But there is a reconciliation and a possibility of co-creating something together. There's a lot of obstacles external of you and this person. Is that correct? Cher, let me finish this one. If you get lost in the chat, remind me. But so far, it's not that chaotic. I got pretty good traffic today. I don't like it when it gets too busy, so I'm like curious how I'm going to handle that, you guys. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Well, no, you're good. You're good. Javita. If I were to give you guidance on this situation, I would say do shadow work. If you don't know what shadow work is, go find me on Instagram and I explain all of that there. But just focus on you, your finances, your priorities, your business, your career, whatever. Because this person is coming back around. There is a reconciliation. I do see you guys working things out, but the isolation and being apart is necessary. If like you're thinking about like dating around, I don't really feel like it'd be worth your energy or time or investment, to be honest. You might want to look at on how things have played out emotionally between you and this person, because there's a lot of like imbalance going on, and I kind of feel like you guys reflect each other in some way. And with that, if you ground yourself more, you and this person, because you reflect so much, it's going to manifest exactly that. So law of attraction is very prominent in your reading. I hope that helps. Okay, to share, may I ask one more question? I'm about to overseas by the end of the year. Things have never been successful for me in the US. I am wondering if anything good will happen before I leave, or if it's not good. Do I have any specials? No, I told you, when it comes to plans lately, everything is up in the air. So like, although I have ideas and I would like to do this and this, it's been a day-by-day basis, hence why I haven't been live in a while, and I've been pushing out more the tarot deck project. That's priority. Can I explain how? Are you on Instagram, Javita? Because I've done so many segments on shadow work, like Google shadow work, and there's a bunch of people that kind of hold on to that concept for multiple reasons, but the theory and philosophy, I don't call it a theory, it's more of a philosophy and way of life. It came to me through a book when I read on Carl Jung, and he's a big believer in synchronicity, signs, intuition, dreams, and how your dreams are linked to your subconscious, and how to integrate your shadow, the things that we are ashamed of, those kind of things, and how much we can uncover by digging into those dark parts and the subconscious. There's a really good quote on Carl Jung that says something like, once you make the unconscious conscious, it will run your life and you will call it fate. And it's a powerful message about like self-empowerment, not being a victim of your circumstances, realizing that we all have blind spots and things that we're not so happy about ourselves. But instead of suppressing it and shaming it, we instead embrace it, integrate it, and acknowledge it so that you can be the best version of yourself. That's how I would describe shadow work and rant. I hope that helped. Ready to leave and wondering if the good things I've waited for will happen when I leave. I'm a little confused by your question, Cher. It's a little too complex for me to dig into the cards. So another reason why you should follow me on Instagram is like I write posts about like how to ask the right questions when it comes to tarot, because it can be so much more beneficial to you if you get more specific, because technically you can pull cards all day and they can say things all day, and sometimes they'll repeat because it could be your guides or your higher self trying to get a specific message to you that you're just too stubborn and you're overlooking it. That will happen, very much so. Okay, perfect. That's kind of how you want to frame your questions when you're talking to a reader. And that's why I always say, like, everybody can buy a tarot deck and you could get some benefit out of it for your own personal use. But when it comes to being a reader for other people, it's so different. And so sometimes people will come to you as like a counselor or a therapist, and you kind of have to have that characteristic of being able to sit with someone and sort out their thoughts, They'll tell me about the situation, but little do you guys know, I don't need to know anything about your circumstances, your story, or situation. You can confirm after with me, but to tap into your energy and to get messages from the cards, I actually don't need an explanation. It's actually better if I don't. I think it's better because it's less biased. Does that make sense? Hey, Liz. Is that Liz, my Liz? Or is this a different Liz? Well, things improve for sure when they move overseas. Will things improve? Different? Okay, cool. Hi, Liz. New Liz. Will things improve for sure when they move overseas? King of Cups, 10 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, 6 of Cups. Will things improve? On your end, yes. There's things going on around you, like with your past and past people. Is that what's going on, Cher? The minute you leave, the Ace of Pentacles doesn't show up unless it's something that you manifested or it's a gift from the universe. So the hands represent, like, this is for you. Does that make sense? I didn't say dated. Did I say dated? Who said anything about love? I said people around you. You got things going on around you that's more of a problem of where you lived than it was about you. And it had more to do with like also things that you're consuming. So when I say consume, this also means energetically people around you. This could also mean what you're eating, scrolling, King of Cups. It's usually a hand to mouth thing, honestly. I would say the Nine of Swords being here, will things improve? There's a lot of overthinking going on. And there's something about looking at something you do for work from a different perspective and how you look at success. That seems to be the biggest problem when it comes to like movement and locations. So this has more to do with perspective. The Ace of Pentacles is always a positive thing. So your question in the end, will things improve and get better? Yes. But it's more about perspective. Oh, really? I didn't say dated. Why do you guys keep putting words in my mouth? Who said romantic? Who said anything about that? Worked remote, homeschooled, and I'm pretty isolated? Interesting. Well, at some point in your life, it looks like there was drama around you and other people, and there's a past person, and that is affecting your current energy. So whether it's happening or not currently, that's what's showing up in the cards. You ask for a message, that's what you got. Hi, new sub. How do you pronounce your name? Q? Quay? Q? Q-U-E. You're welcome. I'm homeless. Will I actually get some help? No free beds in the shelter. I was waiting to get into it this morning. Well, welcome. I'm really sorry that you're struggling with that. I actually have a video on my struggles in homelessness and how I got into housing. So I'm here for you. There's been many times where I actually watched tarot readings from my car or did tarot readings for people in my car while I was homeless, you guys. And it's not uncommon for people to have like very similar life experiences as me. So I feel for you. Show me. Will Q get the help that she needs? He, sorry, I can't tell. Your profile pictures are all small for my eyes, guys. I'm not judging gender. Tell me. Thank you. Show me. Will they get help? Will they get what they need? Sometimes I like to look at your guys' comments and pictures because it kind of helps pull me into the energy. What do they need to know? Three of Pentacles. Well, right away, yes. Show me more. The Empress. The Hermit. Show me more. Nine of Cups. The Magician. This is actually really good. Ace of Wands. The Two of Pentacles. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's great news. Okay. Let me get a story together. But to answer your question right away, yes. Four, 5, 6. Okay. Where is he? So here's what I think's going on. I don't know if you know much about tarot, but I'll try to teach you guys as I go. The Three of Pentacles shows up, and when it comes to physical people, I see at least 2 people that you come across that are going to help you. This feels like a third-party program, like a housing program, that kind of thing. And it feels like you come across someone that gives you a small offer. And when this person comes towards you, don't take it as small, because it's something that actually leads you towards something else. I always like to, like if you watch my video on like how I got into housing and when I was homeless, I would describe my journey as many stepping stones in the right direction. So as long as you're taking the next step, things are going to get better, because you jump from the Hermit to having the Three of Pentacles to the Two of Pentacles to the Four of Pentacles to a big Ace of Pentacles, which puts you in a spot where it feels like a lease, a contract, like a solidified living situation. And I freaking love that for you. I have no idea, unfortunately, on timing. Just hang in there, because you are going to get what you need. The Magician wouldn't show up unless you had like all the tools, right? All the resources. This doesn't look like it's just going to be you. Looks like people are going to come in to feed you. So cute. I don't know anything about you since you're a new subscriber, but you have a spiritual calling, FYI, and that's why it's almost like you're being divinely guided and protected. And I don't say that all the time, to be honest. Like, you know, I'd say I do attract a lot of like newly awakened light workers, but there's something like very specific about your path. And I also do think that you're going to take this hard life experience and create it into something wonderful for other people. The recovery process along the way, when you end up getting moved in, what you're going to notice, and I think they want you to highlight that, because there's something about like feeling ungrateful, like you have like some kind of survivor's guilt at the end of this when you're moved in. And all of a sudden you're going to feel like a wave of sadness, and it has more to do with like you were in survival mode for so long, and spirit is trying to make your body rest. So this is going to have more to do with your health, getting doctor's appointments, like focusing on like what you're consuming and eating. Empress and the Hermit here, that's very Taurus and Virgo, which is very body, self-love, self-worth, those kind of things. That's kind of what I see playing out for you, Q. But I wish you the best. I hope that helps. I saw that in my cards, but I'm still learning. Value on point. You're welcome. Good things coming, honestly. Great cards. Hey, Liz. Oh, you subscribed? Thank you so much. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm horrible at the call to action, but I'm like, how annoying is it? How often should I mention throughout the video? You're welcome. Yes. Keep going. Every step is going to lead you in the right direction. Keep leaning on your intuition. I know those little small offers, small nudges, those small acts of kindness can take you a long way. Liz, let me find you. Monique, I'm sorry I missed you. Currently, my ex-interest, can't stop thinking about him. Okay, I have a question. Can I trust Lorena? I'm sorry to hear that. Show me Liz and the person on her mind. What does she need to know? Can she trust him? Show me Lorena. And Liz. Ace of Cups. 5 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. Hi, Bunny. 4 of Pentacles. Hi, Jimmy. 9 of Cups. 3 of Pentacles. The Devil. Was that Monique's question? Okay, let me scroll. Oh, Monique. I feel like I need to shuffle that again. Okay. Thank you, Jazz. I think because they were the same color, like they didn't have a profile picture, it really threw me off when I was reading that. I'm nearsighted in one eye, farsighted in the other, and I swear when I read the live chat, it really affects me. Yes, Liz, 1 second. Wait. Monique is my coaching member, so I got it, and she got there first, technically. Did she? Technically you didn't ask the question, you just made a statement. So, Monique, can I trust Lorena? Okay. Uranus and Gemini, is that what it is? Girl. Thank you. Show me Monique, show me Monique. Show me Monique. Can she trust this person? The Hierophant, 5 of Wands, 10 of Wands, Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, 7 of Cups. Tell me more. It's not a very straightforward question, is it? Sorry, they gave me a story, Monique, instead of answering. So it feels like a very specific situation. Is that correct, Monique? Can she trust them? What is the purpose of this? So it says High Priestess. So what do you feel? Because you have a lot of love for this person. Oh, that's tough. I see the issue. 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, 10 of Wands, the Magician. Okay, I see why they're not giving me a straight answer. So you're kind of going through like a reflection period, right? I mean, girl, I've been doing this reflection period for years, so I feel you. A lot of swords, though, right? 2 in your head. So it's not even necessarily about whether or not she's trustworthy. Let me make that clear. Can you trust them? I think you see that you can't, but it has nothing to do with character. Does that make sense? I think you're recognizing that some people just act a certain way to get their needs met, and that some people are just more selfish, to be honest, and that's kind of their nature. I don't really feel like she's a bad person. I just feel like unconsciously you're more leveled up in that way, to be honest, Monique. And this has more to do with like releasing yourself from feeling obligated and loyal to energetic weight, because people can be that for you, and repositioning people in your life. So, you know, like maybe she can be a distant friend, but you're not going to call her for an emergency or when you need advice about something. It feels like that specific, you know? I think she's playing two sides. I don't see like a back and forth. I would say she has her own idea, perspective, maybe even selfish motives and intentions. Yes. So I don't really have guidance for you. That's kind of up for you to discern. But I think the Queen of Swords tells me that you're going to figure it out. You're going to either communicate something or you're going to cut it out because you feel like it's just not worth the energetic burden for you. And I feel like that's fine, you know. We don't always need to give people an explanation. You know, I think sometimes it's good enough to be able to redirect our energy or change our own behavior and how we interact with people. And you'll notice that people will treat you different. They'll either recognize it and be like, oh shit, I haven't been very intentional in our connection, or they'll be like, oh, what is this? You're not giving me, like, why aren't you acting like your old self? People will tell you exactly where you should place them. I always say be a wallflower, be observant, because people tell on themselves. I hope that answered your question. I got lost in the chat, you guys. Liz, if you can pop up again and tell me, you told me like a statement, but what specifically is your question? Hi, Crow's Nest. Ooh, who are you? Jessica? What's coming in love for money and career in the immediate future? You're welcome, Monique. Dadassery. Welcome. Interesting. Yeah, Jazz. I don't know if Liz is still here, so... Oh, okay. Well, let me do Liz first, because I got confused. And then we'll get into... Anyone want to help me out here? Jessica, Jazz. And then we're at 52 minutes. I think I'll stop at Jazz, okay? I gotta be realistic. I was like, what have I eaten today? I technically intermittent fasted, so I haven't... 3 o'clock? Yeah, I gotta eat soon, so... A few more. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie. I'm a tarot reader and an intuitive coach for the past 5 years. Technically kind of new to YouTube, but I started with shorts back in 2023. More of a small-time reader on Instagram and Facebook, but I kind of wanted to get away from the meta platforms and go more on the YouTube, so we are here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Helps boost the algorithm or whatever. Whatever. Liz, does he currently miss and still want me? Show me, Liz. Does this person still miss and want them? Show me, Liz. Does this person still miss and want them? 10 of Swords, Strength, High Priestess, 8 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups, Star. Tell me more. Wow. The World, Ace of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, 5 of Cups, the Moon, the Empress. Yes. Simple answer, yes. I think he's gonna come back if he hasn't already. I'm sorry if my tone has changed off and on, you guys. Like, I'm very, like, hypersensory. I have, like, the AC going, and then I'm still getting used to the mic and, like, my volume level. And I'm like, technically, we got this for ASMR. And then, like, I just get, like, too hyped and passionate. And then, like, I'm, like, super close to the mic, right? And I'm like, maybe I should lower my volume. I just haven't figured it out, apparently. Liz, you guys got some stuff to work out, just FYI. Do they miss you? Do they still want you? Yes, yes. If you're wondering they're going to come back, yes. But you guys, do you have, like, insecurities, fears, worries? there's those kind of blocks in the relationship, and you also have like I feel like I talk about this so much, but there's something about like how you abandon yourself and your own self-care. And when I say, you guys, you can't. I look at it from a law of attraction aspect. When you're more grounded and healthy, the more likely you're going to attract a partner that is just that, right? Now, when you abandon your self-care, it either says that person is depleting you or is not reciprocating in some way, or you have really bad boundaries. And so what I would focus on at this time is your own wants, your needs, the things that you're consuming, your self-care. And so when this person does come back, you're going to be able to discern if they're on the same wavelength as you, if they're even ready for something serious. Because I see the Empress here, which would be you, which is the divine feminine, which means you would be ready for a partnership. But I don't see the other person at all. I see an Ace of Cups, which is a potential for a relationship, which doesn't necessarily mean that he's ready. Does that make sense? I hope I explained that. My best friend's name is Allie. Oh, I love that. Well, guess what? I love crows. It's been a thing. Very true. You're welcome. You can feel your energy. Don't they all? Oh, thank you, Monique. Allie is a great coach if you need one. Oh, I love you. Where are we at, you guys? I wanted to do Jessica. What's coming in? Love for money and career in the immediate future. Okay, and then we'll get to Jazz. Okay, Jessica. What's coming in love for money and career in the immediate future? Show me, Jessica. What's coming in love for money and career in the immediate future? What's coming up for Jessica? Immediate future, love and money. I see you're saving and holding on. Ace of Pentacles, Two of Swords, the Moon, Eight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ten of Wands, the Devil, the Lovers, Ace of Swords, Page of Cups. Ooh, you got a lot going on. Ah, the Lovers fell. So, immediate future, I would say career and money is more of your main focus. Your priorities, your health. I would say King of Pentacles, it's not just like CEO business. He's like able to take care of the people around him too. So you might be someone that like has a home to take care of, or a household, or a pet to take care of, like that kind of thing. King of Pentacles. Now, I do see a small offer of love that has the potential to grow. Could be from an earth sign, but doesn't have to be. Could have been friends on social media. Doesn't have to be. Could have met them at a party. Six of Wands. You know, that kind of vibe. Immediate future about love. I would say you have like this thing about getting confused between nervousness and excitement. I would say they're so similar, right? But maybe you could rewire your brain, like I do, trust me, with a person with anxiety, that your nervousness for like dating is more excitement. I see this going potentially well if you wanted it to. But I would say overall immediate future, what's going on for you with love and money is clarity. Ace of Swords. I also see potentially. Ooh. So I don't know if this is immediate future, Jessica, but you might have a crossroads between two different people or a past person coming back to have a conversation. Interesting. I hope that helps. Yeah, well, the Ace of Pentacles tells me that, like, if you're searching, it's coming, and you're going to be put in a good position if you're not already. So it sounds like I was kind of reading future energy, maybe not current, but King of Pentacles is usually in the process. You don't just become the King of Pentacles, you know what I'm saying? That's something that you embody and work on and maintain. You're welcome. Richana, hello. Q, I feel very uneasy, but I trust your reading. Well, I am honored. Thank you. And trust me, I've been feeling it too. It's not just you. Okay. You're welcome, Jessica. Thanks for being here. Jazz is going to be the last one, and you're just going to have to catch me until next time. I have no schedule or plan, unfortunately. I just do what Spirit tells me. Or you can catch me on Instagram. Sometimes I do run promos. I haven't, like, put this out to the public, but I do, like, one question or mini readings occasionally. Things like that. That's a good way to get a hold of me. But Jazz will be the last one. Am I going to hear some good news this week, specifically about acceptance into medical school? Didn't you ask me that once? Or you're getting specific with your question, like, is it going to happen this week? Are you feeling it, like, in the energy? Is Jazz going to hear good news this week, specifically about medical school? Is Jazz gonna hear? Well, I do know that when you do hear news from them, it's supposed to be good news, right? Yeah. We just got more, I guess, specific. Show me Jazz's medical school. Will there be good news? Tower in reverse. Three of Wands. The Sun. Ace of Pentacles. This week, specific, it's because she's got a Virgo placement, I swear. This week, I don't know. I don't think so. Is it coming? Yes. Is it good news? Yes. I think it's in reverse because it hasn't happened yet. Well, you know, Jazz is a tarot reader, by the way, so she knows what the cards say. Well, I'm excited for you. Is coming. Man, the energy lately, the anticipation, that, like, when is it? I've been feeling that lately. And I'm just like, I know there's good things coming. I also had a similar question this morning, which is, yes, patience, which is hilarious because I was telling myself, I was just like, you just need to chill. Like, you know what's happening, good things coming. It's just not on our timeline, right? I was having a conversation about this with when I read at a local apothecary shop, and I was asking her for advice. I was like, how do you handle it, you know, that divine timing thing? And she was like, you know, when I opened up the shop, I kept, like, asking Spirit, like, you know, do I move on this? Do I do this? And Spirit kept asking her to wait, just wait. And then all of a sudden she got, like, a big boom of customers, but there was, like, a very dry, you know, few months. And it's freaking scary, but, you know, God is always on time, right? Patience is such a hard lesson. I have no patience. Like, I have an Aries Mars, okay? And I know you have Aries. Patience is not our thing. I mean, but you know, there's good aspects to it. We're the go-getters. We like to take action, you know? There's good things and bad things to it. But we are 65 minutes in. I've been intermittent fasting, and I feel like I need a real meal now. So, thanks for everyone for joining. If you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to connect and have a chat or get a personal reading, you're welcome to find me on Instagram. I do have 2 profiles. One is more of like a blog where I post more personal stuff. The other one is more like my tarot page. And if you're interested in tarot art, I'm creating a tarot deck at the moment, so it's been a little fun project. Also, if you like poetry too, because I'm trying to do a little twist. But anyway, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time, you're welcome, Jazz. I'll see ya.